I don't understand how I became a bad guy in this situation.
What do it, then, y'all? This is such a craziness. I'm coming to you, and you with another word on the street segment. Make sure like, come subscribe, and share this video. So let's get into this scene where we got Malaysia, Bambi, and Zell, where they basically talking about how Bambi is done with Rayface, or how she like to call it Lil Ray. Lil Rayface. But yeah, so Bambi confirms to Malaysia that her engagement is over, it's done, it's finito, it's in the trash. We ain't even gotta talk about it no more. And Malaysia like, your fiance? Bambi said, hell no. Said, no, that's not mine. This could be somebody else's, but definitely not mine. So she tells us in her confessional that her and Ray had made headlines, regarding their whole engagement party, how some had happened after their engagement party, and yada yada yada. So she tells us she chose not to speak about it publicly, but yet you had Rayface out here speaking about it publicly, but he said he was tired of the false narratives running around.
She the one that told me to go live and tell the real. That shade room need to get them stories right.
And also, Bambi, she had, said that she didn't want to go into full detail of why she broke off things with Ray or broke off the engagement, because there were other factors that led to her making that decision, as well as the stunt he pulled, talking about somebody gonna get put to sleep, referring to Zell and all that. Yeah, the blogs had picked it up to where, they were saying that Ray allegedly forced his way into your home by kicking in the door after you stopped responding to his phone calls. But Ray, he said, I'm gonna have to clear this up.
I had my belongings at Bam House. So I went and pulled up at Bam House. Take note, I had the police escort me over there. The police escorted me to Bam House. Like when I pulled up, the police was outside already. So it ain't like I just went over there on some crazy man kicking in doors. Now I was with the police. The police say, "Do you live here?" I say yes. The door was locked. And I'm like, man, I just want to get my shit and go. I want my jewelry. I want my shit and I want to go. I had 100,000 worth of jewelry in there. I'm like, I can't lose like that. So long story short, the police was outside. He told me that if I live there, I can do whatever I gotta do to get in the house. So I kicked the door open and went in there to get my jewelry, and that's it. And I left. Bam was there. I didn't put my hands on her. We didn't have no real problem.
So that was that. So then we got Zell. He pulled up over there and he's basically telling us, hey, I want to check on my friend because a lot was going on with the going on. And plus I wanted to see what the hell was going on with Ray, because all this aggression towards me, and for what? So they all sit up there in the bedroom. Bambi tells, what happened that night outside the engagement party. And then Zell decides, to divulge some information talking about some what hell. I had text Ray, okay, trying to figure out what the hell was going on with him, because I don't understand why he coming at me the way he was coming at me, honey. Talking about some put to sleep and all this. And so he goes to say that Ray told him that everything was just blown out of proportion, out of context, and that somebody was coming with some receipts about something that happened in his past, basically, exposing him, I guess, how he's still talking to his ex or what have you. And Zell was like, wait a minute, yeah, I was the person that had the receipts, but I don't understand, how did you find this out? Because I didn't tell nobody. So then he says Ray told him that the person that told him was Sierra's husband, Zay. And I'm like, well, damn, Zay seemed like he just chill, go smoke him a little something in the back and let things just fly or whatever. But he was like, no, Zay is the one, allegedly, that told somebody about to come expose you, bro. And so Ray was like, oh, it was Zell that's, trying to come blow up the spot or whatever. So Bam, she was like,
but it wasn't that like serious.
and then she tells Zell and Malaysia like they had already talked about this before.
Like me as a man, I love Bam to death, but I don't respect that. You feel me? I didn't that. I'm your fiance, bro. You don't go taking no back who telling you false and negative about me over and over and over again, bro. Like how you coming in between me and my girl got going on. And then and Bam, when he first hit her with that, she told me or whatever, and I had to try not to say something. Imagine seeing somebody And I'm trying not to say nothing because I don't want him to know Bam telling me what's going on or whatever. You feel me?
And Bambi, she also says, the way Ray flipped out at the engagement party, it made it feel like he might have been hiding something from her, from what he had already had told her or what she heard from Zell or anybody else. It must have been something much more deeper than what was on the surface. So then Malaysia, she jumps in and asks Bambi, how much have you been telling Sierra, because how did her husband know anything about you? And Ben was like, I don't know. But she also feels like Ray is a liar because she doesn't believe that Zay would have told him that Zell is coming to the party to expose him with some receipts. It just didn't make any sense.
Like, damn, that day I was just taking up for myself. You feel me? Like, and like, I don't even let nobody come to me and tell me no bad news about Bam. Especially if it's like before me. You feel me? Like, I don't let nobody tell me nothing bad about my girl. So I feel like she shouldn't have listened to that. But I know it's so intriguing when somebody telling you that the person you love got this going on. At the end of the day, man, like, I do love Bam, and I hate that she had to come to this. But Bam, the type of person, she's so loyal to her friends and people around her. I don't even think that she, like, at that time, it just, all of us was tipsy. We was at an engagement party. It was a lot going on. We didn't just have that problem. We had 10, 20 problems that day. Like, the devil was trying to stop us from being happy and whatever was going on, and that was just the icing on the cake. I just hate that I let another person, no matter who it is, our relationship with my woman. You feel me? And this easy. It ain't easy, man. This is real people with real feelings and real emotions involved. And to be telling all these lies, that shit ain't cool in no type of way.
But regardless of all that, Bambi knows she has to listen to her gut and she has to move on from Ray, or little Rayface as she like to call him. She wants to be an example for her daughters, not to just settle with now ninja, alright? Do better for yourself, honey. She seen what he did and she is done. She says it's giving grand opening and grand closing and moving on to the next one. So Bambi and Sierra did respond to what was said in this scene. Now a commenter had said, kudos to Bambi for having the courage to not care about what people think and do what is right for her. She says, because people will stay in relationship just to prove people they wrong. Not me. Bye. Then Sierra gonna say, we called Ray. Ray said he didn't tell anyone. Zay told him anything because Zay didn't. One thing about Bambi, she is very private. She don't call me telling me anything about her relationship, especially anything bad. I was really rooting for them. I hate this all happened, but Bambi is one of the strongest women I know in real life, and finest and a bomb ass mom. And Bambi gonna reply, thank you, girl. I don't hate this happened at all though. We know ninjas be lying and I just didn't have the energy. So somebody had called out Sierra. She said, you are not a good friend. I see why Bam didn't F with you like that. And what Rennie meant by Sierra commotion. You more worried about your role your boyfriend played in it than what she was going through. Talking about she could have kept it to herself, but she wasn't accusing dude of anything. Just telling you what was said and her reasoning for calling off her engagement. Going out your way to convince people he didn't say it actually makes it look like he did. And you know what he did. You always crying about your friends not being there for you. But look how you treat people. You are a real narcissist and will not be missed if you were off the show. Well, damn. Let us know, Gabby, how you truly feel. And so somebody also said, your comment messy, but I see the growth from Bam and how she replied, so we'll keep it cool. And somebody said Raymond equals Pinocchio, because the long nose when he lying. And Bam gonna say, I hate that for his victims, because I lie right back. Oh my lord. So maybe she had a little back and forth with somebody in the comment section, and the commenter had said, so you would just put here saying yes to everyone that gives you a ring without getting to know them. You'll move on in 3 to 5 business days. What you think was gonna happen? Bambi said, girl, be quiet. Nobody moved in, and I'm gladly accepting some more rings. Did you know they have great Did you know they have great trade-in value? The what I'm supposed to do? Go on movie dates? Well, ain't nothing wrong with a little movie date. In the commenters they had replied saying, accepting the rings and never making it down the aisle. Does that make sense at this point? You, Carly, and Sierra from should form a group called Ring Collectors. Well, hell, they already in the group. I think Scrappy had called them Tight Face Crew or Tight Face Squad. Then Bambi gonna reply, so you mad men wanna give me rings. You can let a man feed you popcorn, but that's not my style, my girl. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section below, and your girl will see you on the next one.